All right. Here we go. Hello, world, family, and friends, and welcome to the E Factor Radio Show. Today, I have a very special guest, but I'm going to let her do her own bio, so to speak. But I will give you her name. This is Bianca Swan Finch.
Yes,
And so, Bianca,
hello.
tell us exactly what it is you do, and then we're going to get a little more into it.
Yes, I am Bianca Swan Finch. Yes, I am. Yeah, it's two birds. Two birds hyphenated together. It's a long story. But anyway, I'm so happy to be here
Thank you
with
for
you
coming.
today. Thank you. I live locally here to the radio station, and I actually am a theater director at Mount San Jacinto Community College. At their San Jacinto campus, and I chair the department. I run the theater department there, and this is my 8th year. Wow, time flies. This is my 8th year at the college, and we're kind of finishing out the 8th year of my tenure there. And this semester, we are producing American Idiot, which is a punk alternative rock opera that was written by Green Day, one of the most popular punk alternative bands probably ever. I remember their music from when I was in high school, and they're still going strong. I won't say how many years ago that was, though.
Right. But that's good. So you're a theatrics teacher coordinator.
Yes.
So
yes.
does that mean you have a background in acting, theatrics?
I do. Actually, I'm still an actress. I actually do still have professional representation. I've done commercials with my children. We've done a few family commercials. I've done a couple films. And I do work full-time as a theater professor, but I still do acting part-time because it was always my first passion. And then also it gives me the opportunity to stay current with, the current entertainment industry. And then my students think I'm cool. So when when I book things and I go on set or whatever, then my students think I'm cool. So I think that's one of the reasons why I still keep an agent. So I can be relevant to them, right?
Right. So do your kids think you're cool?
I don't know. Maybe sometimes. Sometimes they do.
Oh, okay.
Well, my son was the one that booked most recently.
Really?
He did a toy commercial early last year. It was his first time booking a commercial by himself. He did a WWE toy commercial. So that was fun for him. But yeah, they work a little bit and I work a little bit. So it's fun. It's fun.
Okay, so I've never met anyone who's in this profession. So
Oh,
how did you get
okay.
into the profession? And what is it exactly you do?
Okay.
I know directing means you do films.
Yeah. So I haven't directed a film, so I direct live theater.
Right.
So the way that I got involved in theater is as a young child. I remember my mom told me that she wanted me to be a doctor. And so, as a kid, you want to make your parents happy. And as I
Right.
got older and I realized what it took to be a doctor, I was like, I don't know about being a doctor, but I didn't tell my mom.
Mm.
And then when it got time to apply for college, I was like, Mom, I want to do dramatic arts. And she just rolled her eyes and she was like, you can minor in dramatic arts. And I was like, no, I want to major in dramatic arts. I want to be an actress. And she just rolled her eyes. Okay, whatever. So she let me. So bless her.
Right.
She was nervous, but she let me. So I majored in dramatic arts. I went to UC Santa Barbara, which is my alma mater, and I studied acting there. And a lot of people don't realize that there's actually an acting conservatory at UC Santa Barbara. And I didn't know that until I got there as a
Right.
freshman and realized that they had this specialized acting program there. It's still going strong, too. It's a 3-year program, and you audition at the end of your freshman year, and then you spend 3 years in there. And instead of getting a bachelor's in dramatic arts, you get a bachelor of fine arts. And so it's just a more specialized degree for acting and theater. So I did that, and it was amazing. And then I decided that I wanted to go further with it. And so I auditioned for my master's, and I went to UCLA to their School of Theater, Film, and Television, and I studied
Wow.
acting there, and I got my master's degree there, working with some amazing people, Gil Cates and Mel Shapiro, and they're no longer with us, but they are part of my journey and
Right.
my, the way that I learned what I learned as an actress. Um, and from there, I did some acting. I've always done acting, theater and film, and television. And then I got married and had kids. Um, and then, when you get married and have kids, then it's like, okay, well,
The time.
yeah, it's like, okay, well, I need something steady. You know what I mean? So I had a master's degree and I started applying to different schools and started working as a part-time professor. And then thankfully I got hired at Mount San Jacinto College full-time back in 2018. And so I've been
Okay.
there ever since doing part-time acting and directing musicals and straight plays there, ever since.
So have any of
So,
your students went on after the school to keep acting or performing?
oh yeah, I have lots of students. Actually, what I'm most proud of, I think, is a lot of my students. I help get them representation after school, after they leave school.
Okay.
So I've hooked them up with my agency. A few of the students, the really special ones, will get kind of like an introduction, and they've had a lot of success. I had one of my really special students went on to go to the University of Redlands and just kind of be a star in their performing arts
Right.
musical performing arts program there. I had a student that just graduated from Cal State San Bernardino after she finished their program, and I helped her get a teaching job, teaching acting at a small private school. So yeah, I'm so proud of my students. I have students that went on to work, backstage for American Idol, that were kind of my stage manager for a few
Really?
years, and so yeah, they have a lot of success, and I like that because community college is underrated. A lot of people don't understand like how important community college is to young people who don't have the ability to go straight to university,
Right.
right? So they can get a lot of that same training at community college, transfer, save a ton of money, and get some of that same, experience and learning that they would get taking all 4 years at a university.
Right, because you
So.
said something about the backstage part of it. So you teach that also, not just the acting.
Well, I personally don't teach it, but what
Uh,
I do is I offer students opportunities to work on the shows.
okay.
So, for example, this semester, like I said earlier, I'm directing American Idiot, and so what I do is I will allow students to have the opportunity to stage manage the show. So they can put that on their resume. It's a huge production with a 20-person cast. So they have that experience of being stage manager, and then I usually have an assistant director, and they're usually all students, or either all students or former students,
Right.
to give them the opportunity to get that experience. And also we have set crew and stage crew that will work behind the scenes, assistant stage manager. And then we have students working our soundboards, our light boards. So there's a lot of opportunities for students to get like this real world experience that they can take out in there, and use. And the thing is, what a lot of people don't realize is, when you think about doing a theater degree, a lot of people will say, oh, acting, oh,
Right,
acting,
right.
oh, acting. Well, yeah, acting. But honestly, the people that are pretty much guaranteed work and a job are the people that work behind the scenes.
Correct.
The stage managers, those that can build sets, those that can paint, those that can run audio, those that have a great eye for lighting. Like, those are the people that are pretty much guaranteed jobs in the industry because there's so few people that can do that, right? There's so many people that want to be actors and so many talented actors. Yes, there is. But only about 10 to 15% of professional actors actually make enough money to support themselves. A lot of them have to have second jobs.
Right,
I mean,
because
it's just a fact of life.
Just like even in the TV industry.
Yeah.
You may have a sitcom or a show that goes for a year or 2 years, then all of a sudden one day it's just like, okay, we're done.
Right. And then you have to find another job.
Right.
So acting, the industry of acting is very difficult. And those, the bright lights, the celebrities that we see, yes, they're successful, but it is very, very rare for an actor to be able to make millions of dollars and have all this fame. It's a very, very small percentage of actors that get there. There's a larger percentage of actors that make a great living acting, but they won't necessarily reach the fame that some of the others have. That's why you really have to love it. You really have to love it, because if you don't love it, there's so much rejection involved with it that it becomes like it's not worth it to you. Personally, I love acting. I will audition and I will do plays and I will do whatever I can until I take my last breath, because you can. It's one of those professions that you can do up until you pass away. You can be 100 years old and star in a movie. So I'll continue to do it forever because I love it, whether I get fame or not.
Right. I know, like some of the actors that I see now in the movie, they're playing these older parts. And I remember when I was a kid, they were playing the young, let's say, sexy, hot parts. And now you see them, they're playing their grandmothers, or they're just an extra who comes on for 5 or 10 minutes. But you say, oh, I remember her from so-and-so show back in the 60s and 70s or what have you.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Because you can. Your acting career can span your entire life.
Right.
Yeah. From when you're a tiny kid, until you're much older. So yeah, that's what I tell my students, and I don't sugarcoat it.
Right.
I say, if you want to be an actor, you better love it.
And that's it.
You better love it, because it's a tough industry, even if you're talented.
Right.
Even if you are superbly talented, it's a tough industry, because a lot of times it's really about who you know, and it's about timing. Getting the right part at the right time, peaking at the right time, all of that. And I tell them, I was like, you just have to love it and keep pursuing it and keep pursuing your dreams. So yeah, I have a student right now that she's stage managing my current production, but she played the lead in last year's production of Hairspray. She played my Tracy Turnblad in my production of Hairspray last spring. And she actually doesn't even want to pursue acting. No. She wants to pursue stage set design. And so so now she's on the crew side.
Okay.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, we're going to take a break and talk about that on the other side of it. Mm-hmm. Because the thing about, like, when you're acting like on TV or television, you take all these different shots till you get the right one. But in theater, it's roll. It's whatever, however it turns out.
That's true.
That's right. Okay, so we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back on the other side of this break. I'm your host of the E Factor, Cornelius Bryant, with my special guest, Bianca Swan Finch.
KCAA Radio has openings for 1-hour talk shows. If you want to host a radio show, now is the time. Make KCAA your flagship station. Our rates are affordable and our services are second to none. We broadcast to a population of 5 million people. Plus, we stream and podcast on all major online audio and video systems. If you've been thinking about broadcasting a weekly radio program on Real Radio plus the internet, contact our CEO at 281-599-9800. 281-599-9800. You can Skype your show from your home to our Redlands, California studio, where our live producers and engineers are ready to work with you personally. A radio program on KCAA is the perfect work-from-home avocation in these stressful times. Just type kcaaradio.com into your browser to learn more about hosting a show on the best station in the nation, or call our CEO for details, 281-599-9800.
And now, the voices of KCAA with an exciting announcement.
Want to hear NBC News or KCAA anywhere you go? Well, now there's an app for that.
KCAA is celebrating 25 years and our silver anniversary with a brand new app.
The new KCAA app is now available on your smart device, cell phone, in your car, or any place.
Just search KCAA on Google Play or in the Apple Store.
One touch and you can listen on your car radio, Bluetooth device, Android Auto, or Apple CarPlay.
Catch the KCAA buzz in your earbuds or on the streets, celebrating 25 years of talk, news, and excellence with our new KCAA app.
Just do it and download it.
KCAA, celebrating 25 years.
Hello, 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 and welcome back to the E Factor Radio Show. I'm your host, Cornelius Bryant, with special guest, Bianca Swan Finch. Okay, and so when we went to break, we were talking about, filming and actors and stuff. But I mentioned that the difference in filming as an actor or an actress on TV or the movies, if you don't do it right the first time, you cut.
Right.
And then you do all these takes over and over until you get it just right. But in theater, it's whatever you do, it's done.
Yeah.
And you just got to move on and keep going.
That is for sure true. Absolutely. That's funny because there are a lot of actors who they have their preferences.
Right.
And I started out in theater and I prefer theater. Unfortunately, the way to make money as an actor is through television and film. You don't really make a whole lot of money, especially in California, in Southern California, in theater. So you have to really love it, okay, like I said before. But television and film is a very different type of acting, okay? Because it's usually very close up. So it's more subdued facial expressions, still connected and truthful,
right?
But it's a different way of expressing yourself. Where with theater, it's about projecting your voice to the back of the room. It's about strong stage presence, and not only that, you have it's the audience is in the room. So it's a very different experience. Theater is live.
Right,
so
right.
one of the classes that I teach is called Introduction to Theater, and we discuss the dynamic of live theater,
Right.
and why theater will never die, because you cannot replicate the live theater experience in a can, which is, inside of a box, inside of the television or inside of film, because there is this expressive energy that kind of is exchanged between the performers and the audience. And the audience almost becomes part of the production, right? If they enjoy it, if they laugh, if they clap, that helps the actor.
Right.
If they boo or they don't like it, that could affect the actor's performance. So that's what makes theater special. And then also, like you said, I find it to be more difficult than television and film because there is only one take. If you
Right.
mess up, you just got to keep going. You can't go back and do it again, right? You just have to wait till tomorrow's show. That's
Right.
the difference.
And that's a thing too, like you said, because on the East Coast, live theater is much more going on as the West Coast, especially here in California, because we're more laid back. We're more toward the TV and movies things.
Right.
Whereas people on different coasts and different areas, they like the live experience of getting dressed up, going out and seeing the theater and all the things that go with it afterwards, the dinners, and you're sitting next to all these elegantly dressed people. And here we're more like, oh yeah, give me the movie.
I definitely think that's part of it for sure. In New York City, obviously, because they
Right.
have Broadway, you can actually make a living being a Broadway actor in New York. You can't make a living doing theater here in California. Only if you're producing and you own a theater, maybe.
Right.
But as an actor, you can't really make a living as a theater actor. You can make a little money, but not to support yourself, right? And so that's where I tell my students, I was like, you have to love it. So.
Right, because I know in LA and San Diego, there's places that I haven't been in years that would do live plays all the time.
Right.
But the thing of it is, you have all these different companies coming in doing the plays. So it's not one specific company like an everyday job. I'm going there every day and people want to see
Right.
me after so long. It's like, oh, I already saw them and, saw them once and that's it. And so you're either constantly moving or getting different roles and different plays.
Right.
And like you say, that's difficult, right?
Oh, it's very difficult. I actually, the touring circuit, where people can make a lot of money, they'll join a tour. Like, for example, my cousin was on the original Cheetah tour of The Lion King, and she toured with them all over the country. And if I'm not mistaken, she went out of the country too with that tour. But they go all over the place, right? And she made great money doing that. And I have another friend who toured with another Broadway show and made great money doing that. It's very rare that you can stay in one spot and do theater in that
Right.
one spot and make a living, except New York.
Except
Because New York has Broadway. So, Broadway is where you get paid the best to do theater in our country. And it's just kind of a fact. They have a lot of great theater in Chicago. Chicago's a great theater hub where you can make some money doing theater, but it's not all about money. Those of us that love the theater don't do it for the money, right?
No.
We do it because it's our passion and we can't see ourselves doing anything else. And there are a lot of people that I went to school with that are still doing theater today because they love it. Not because they're getting rich off of it, but because that's what gives us, the most joy over television, over film. Although I love television and film. I'm not doubting television and film.
Right.
My preference is if I had my way, it would be theater all the way. Theater all the way.
Right, like you were saying, especially after you became a mom, and if someone was to offer you this nice, great role, but you have to travel all the time,
Right.
that impacts your ability to take that particular job.
Right, exactly. And so it's another reason why I'm so blessed to be in the position that I am now, is because I'm able to work my passion and share it with students and still raise my family.
Right.
So I was truly blessed. There's a lot of actors that want to be in a position where they can teach in one place full time. And so I don't take that for granted. I know that God has really blessed me in
Right.
where I am. So I'm so thankful for my job and my position, because I love what I do. And I love helping students find that spark, because a lot of students will take my beginning acting class just as, oh yeah, it's my art credit. They're not necessarily theater majors. And they're just like, yeah, I have to take my art credit. And then they discover something about themselves. And sometimes they even switch their major.
Right.
And so because they find out that they're good at it, And I love that part of my job. I love that.
I can see you love it. I was going to ask you, how does it feel? Let's say, for example, like you say, you have a student come in, I'm just taking this class just to be taking it because I need a class.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, it's like the lights just come on and they're like, wow, I love this. I love this. Then they become so involved and so enthused to do it. Then you look at that student and you think back, wow, I remember when you didn't want to do it. Now I can't stop you.
Yeah, exactly. That's happened more than once. I've had political science students. I've had math students. I've had nursing students come and be a part of the musicals, take my acting classes. Yeah, so awesome. And they love it and they continue in it. Sometimes they'll just minor in theater. Sometimes they'll change their entire, emphasis, you know, and end up transferring and getting a bachelor's in theater. I actually last year, she was actually majoring in film, so filmmaking. But then she took my class and she switched her major to theater. And
Really?
I was like, yes.
Wow, that's great. To be honest, I never really thought about a theater class or acting class or someone really goes to school for those professions to teach all these people, because you see them coming up, you think, oh, maybe they were somewhere and someone just say, oh, look, he's really good or what have you. Because I've known people, they go down to the auditions or not. It's not what is it when you go stand up there?
Yeah, it's an audition. That's exactly what it is. Yeah. So what they do is a casting call. Absolutely. They go and they do a little bit of text or they do a little monologue where they kind of perform a little something for somebody to try to get a part. But most of the time they've taken acting classes. They've maybe done a master class or, an acting intensive or something to kind of train them up. But yeah, people get degrees in it. We do. Yeah. And so, and now I'm actually writing letters of recommendations for my students to actually go to my alma mater.
Really?
Like I just recently did write a letter of recommendation for one of my students for UCLA. So it's like full circle. It's full circle. So I love it. I love it. Yeah.
So are you well known in the profession or throughout the schools? So let's say that.
I don't know if I'm well known in the profession, but the professors that I took some of them are still there.
Right.
So I will say, I'm sure they recognize my name because maybe they will, maybe they won't, who knows. But what also is enjoyable for me too is people that I came up with, that I went to drama school with, to see them succeeding and doing well in their profession is, it gives me a lot of joy to see us kind of still working our passion
Right.
so many years later. Because I graduated from UCLA. Oh, shoot. How long ago was that? 22 years ago. Goodness. Time flies, man.
It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop.
So to see, them just kind of blowing up as actors,
Right.
and then I'm here on the education side, and then I know some classmates of mine that are also professors that have their own theater companies. I mean, we're working all over the place, all over the country. So it's exciting. It's exciting to see.
You know what? We're going to take a break in a few minutes, but before we go, like I said, this is an occupation and all that. So all these things add up. And so when you look back from the time you started up until now, what do you think? What do you think? I never would have did this, or I never would have thought I'd be teaching?
I never would have thought I would have been teaching.
Right.
No, not at all. I think when I was younger, I thought I would be, this Broadway actress. I chickened out. I was supposed to go to New York, but I didn't. I ended up not going to New York and staying in California. Yeah, I thought that I was going to be, on Broadway. Hey, it's not too late. I can still be on Broadway.
Still not.
You can act until, you take your last breath. So that's still on my bucket list. But no, I never would have thought that I would be here, but I love what I do. So, God knew.
Right. That's it. He knows the end before the beginning.
Right.
Right.
He sure
So you know what
does.
we're going to do? We're going to take another quick break. And on the other side of that, we're going to talk about your play and your needs for your play.
Okay.
Because it's different, because I never heard of it. I guess it's something that it's not new, right?
No, it's not new.
No, but see, just goes to show you that a lot of times we're not educated, or we just don't do things, and there's so many things to do, especially if you're looking for something to do, something like, well, what can I do today?
Right.
All right, so we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back and da-da-da-da-da. All right. Thank you very much.
KCAA Radio has openings for 1-hour talk shows. If you want to host a radio show, now is the time. Make KCAA your flagship station. Our rates are affordable and our services are second to none. We broadcast to a population of 5 million people. Plus, we stream and podcast on all major online audio and video systems. If you've been thinking about broadcasting a weekly radio program on Real Radio plus the internet, contact our CEO at 281-599-9800. 281-599-9800. You can Skype your show from your home to our Redlands, California studio, where our live producers and engineers are ready to work with you personally. A radio program on KCAA is the perfect work from home avocation in these stressful times. Just type kcaaradio.com into your browser to learn more about hosting a show on the best station in the nation, or call our CEO for details, 281-599-9800.
And now, the voices of KCAA with an exciting announcement.
Want to hear NBC News or KCAA anywhere you go? Well, now there's an app for that.
KCAA is celebrating 25 years and our silver anniversary with a brand new app.
The new KCAA app is now available on your smart device, cell phone, in your car, or any place.
Just search KCAA on Google Play or in the Apple Store.
One touch and you can listen on your car radio, Bluetooth device, Android Auto, or Apple CarPlay.
Catch the KCAA buzz in your earbuds or on the streets, celebrating 25 years of talk, news, and excellence with our new KCAA app.
Just do it and download it.
KCAA, celebrating 25 years.
Hello, 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 and welcome back to the E Factor Radio Show. I'm your host, Cornelius Bryant, with our special guest, Bianca Swan Finch. And she's a theatrical teacher at
Mount San Jacinto Community College.
Mount San Jacinto Community College. Okay, but Bianca, now that we're going to get to a little bit of what it is that you're doing, so explain to us what this play is, and also you still need some actors or people for the show, right?
Yeah, I would love to have a few more actors. So it's called American Idiot, and it is written by the band Green Day. And so they have an album, but they basically turned their album into a musical. And it's an anti-establishment, like, kind of anti-war, type of show. And it's a bunch of rocker teenagers kind of figuring their lives out.
Wow.
That's what it is. And it's very music driven. There are some like moments where they're kind of reading personal letters and they have like some interaction with one another, but most of the action happens within the music, which is why I call it a rock opera.
Oh, okay.
So usually musicals will have like a regular scene with people acting, and then someone will start singing, right? And then they'll go to the next scene, and then, somebody else will start singing, and there'll be some dancing. This particular one, the reason why I call it an opera is that operas usually are just all music, okay? And the acting and the action happens within the music, which is basically what this is. Like I said, there's very little acting without music, okay? So I would like to find 2 or 3 more male actors to add to our ensemble. It calls for about 13 men, and I'd love to get maybe 2 or 3 more. I can take community members. They can serve as volunteers. So if you love to sing rock music and you are interested in learning some really high energy choreography and having a great time and a great experience, getting some experience with live theater, please contact me. You can find my information at the Mount San Jacinto Community College website. You can just Google Mount San Jacinto Community College. I run the theater department at the San Jacinto campus, which is in San Jacinto. We have a campus at Menifee. And our Menifee campus, actually, they're producing the play Almost Maine this semester. And their theater chair, his name is Leopold Murphy. So if you're interested in getting involved in Menifee, you can, but you would need to contact Leopold Murphy for that. We also have a Temecula campus. The Temecula campus doesn't have a theater department. So there's only theater departments at Menifee and at San Jacinto. So so if you are interested in getting involved in American Idiot, we also are looking for stage crew. If you want to do some volunteer hours and you want to come and help us, move theater sets and help the actors backstage during the performance run, we could use you. Please come volunteer. We'd love to have you. Also, we would love for you to come and see the show. So we open on April 10th, and we go April 10th and 11th at 7 p.m., which is a Friday and a Saturday. And then we go April 12th, which is a Sunday, and that is a 2:30 p.m. matinee performance. And then the next weekend, April 17th and 18th, again at 7 p.m., which is a Friday and a Saturday. And then April 18th is our final performance, and that's a Sunday, a 2:30 p.m. performance. And tickets are $12. And $10 for students, veterans, and seniors. So you can buy tickets online, and you can also buy tickets at the door. So I hope you'll come. You can find all the information at the Mount San Jacinto Community College website. And you can also find my information there. You can contact me at bswanfinch@msjc.edu. You can email me personally if you're interested in auditioning. And if you don't remember that email, that's okay. You can find me on the website. Just do a little search and you'll find my information.
Right. So when you say you still need these actors, so is there a particular age range that they need to be?
Oh, that's a good question.
Also, I was surprised because you said you can just come volunteer. So you don't have to be a student in order to participate.
No. So basically, if you are already a matriculating student, then you will need to enroll in the course. Like if you're already an MSJ student, you would need to enroll in the course. But if you are a community member, a former student, we do open it up to volunteers because generally what'll happen is like semi-professionals would want to be involved, and it's such an amazing learning experience for our students to work with professionals, work with people that have already graduated, that are already working in the industry, that can bring some of that seasoned information, you know. And it's also networking opportunities for my students to work with these people that are a little bit more professional, that are on the next level. So I love opening that up to the community. And then also our community members love being involved in the productions.
Right.
And so, and they bring just a special energy to the production.
So is there a certain requirement or a certain look you want? Like me, if you look at Joe, Joe has the hair. Joe's our engineer, by the way. Hey, Joe. You know, he has his hair, and Joe's really cool. He can shake his head and his hair can flip. He plays the guitar and all that stuff. But then you look at me. I mean, is there a part for me?
Okay, we
have
wigs.
Look?
We have wigs. We have a makeup artist. We could rock you out. Okay. You just have to be able to sing, and sing harmonies. And well, there it is. Yeah. You just need to be able to sing harmonies and dance. And if you don't dance, you just be willing to learn some dance.
Right.
And then we actually just added a couple of folks that play guitar, so we're excited to allow them to kind of show that skill and share that with the community in San Jacinto. So we're hoping to pack out the house. So if there's some Green Day fans out there, some punk alternative fans out there, I hope you'll spread the word and let people know to come. You don't have to go all the way to LA to get good quality theater. You can come right here. And come to Riverside County to Mount San Jacinto College and see a wonderful production.
So is this the only play you do once a year, or how often do you have plays?
So I direct 2 plays a year at San Jacinto, at the San Jacinto campus. And last semester I did a funny comedy play about Greek mythology, and it was kind of a fun, silly play. It wasn't a musical. And then, so what I do is I usually do a straight play in the fall semester, and I do a musical in the spring semester. Now, as for our Menifee campus, they did Little Shop of Horrors last semester, which was their musical. And this semester is their straight play, and they're doing Almost Maine. So we kind of switch off.
Okay.
But so 4 plays, we do 4 plays total per year in the district.
So is it required of the students to participate in these plays in order to get a degree, or how does that work?
Yes, actually. So the class, the theater production classes, it's actually a class. So when they enroll in the class, the requirements are show up for rehearsal, learn your lines, do the performance. That is actually the class. And it's connected to Theater 216, which is musical theater performance, which is what American Idiot is. It's musical theater performance, Theater 216. And the way that we do it is it's connected to the music and the dance departments. So students can also take a music 216 credit, or they can take a dance 216 credit. It all is connected to the musical theater production class. Depending on what, if you're a music student, you can take a music credit. If you're a dance student, you can take a dance credit. And if you're a theater student, you can take a theater credit.
Oh, so they interchangeable.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So have you ever had a student come up and goes, Miss Finch, I want to do a play and I want to have this or that, and
all the time.
Oh, do you?
And then they'll just audition. I mean, that's how easy it is. Yeah, that's how easy it is. I have a lot of students, or a lot of time I'll have to go find the students on campus.
Right.
Because they're too scared. An example of that, last spring when we did Hairspray, I needed like 5 or 6 more people. And I literally walked around the campus and grabbed some students and pulled them into the audition, and they ended up being amazing singers and joining the production. And it was the first time they'd ever done anything like that, and they had a wonderful time. So I do that all the time. If I don't have enough people, I'll just go grab them. I just be like, come try it. Oh, just try it. Oh, just try it.
Right. And, and that's good, too, because I know a lot of times, we all do things on our own, but for us doing it in public, we're afraid to, or we're nervous, they're going to laugh at me, or
they need a little push.
They need a little push. And then once they do it, it's, wow, I'm pretty good at this.
Right, exactly. They surprise themselves.
Right.
And this one young man, he surprised himself because he ended up being absolutely amazing in the part. And so that's happened more than once. So it's fun working with young people and helping them kind of discover their spark and their voice as an actor. And I love to see them grow, and I love to see them go off and succeed and do the thing,
Right.
do all the things. So.
And a lot of time, even when you get the older people, they come in and they're helping you out, and it goes, wow, now I found something that I can do myself, like you're looking like, oh, I'm old, or, I just don't have things to do, especially if you're retired or something.
I've definitely had,
and
yeah,
now
absolutely.
you get these people like, oh, wow, this is something I can look forward to all the time.
Oh, I've had retired people come and work on the plays, and they love it. And I've had retired people come and take my acting classes, and they're some of my best students. So, yeah, I encourage anybody out there to at least come take an acting class. You'll love it. You'll have a great time. And, it's community college. So you don't have to come to get a degree. You can come and take a class.
How long
That's
do
what
classes
it is.
last?
The classes that I teach, I usually teach 1 day a week. So it's a 3-hour class 1 day a week.
At what time?
My class is at 10 in the morning on Wednesdays. And that's my fundamentals of acting class. I think that you can still audit the class. We just started. We just finished our 3rd week. But even in the fall semester, if anyone is interested in taking an acting class, it's much cheaper to take an acting class at community college than it is to go to LA and pay all this exorbitant money for some special acting class when you can just go to your local community college and get some of the best training. So.
Yeah. Have you ever had a situation like somebody's taking an acting class, or somebody needs something and they contact you, hey, I need some extras. I think that's what they call them, extras, or
yes,
just some people to help me out with this production?
Yes, actually. That happened over the summer. Unfortunately, I wasn't in the classroom during the summer, but over the summer I got contacted by a film company. He was directing a film and he needed extras. And so he was asking me to kind of share it with my students. Unfortunately, in the summer, I don't teach on campus, and I didn't have actors to supply to him at that time. But it does happen periodically, where I'll have people that are filming in the area will ask for extras or young people or, background, and they can make a little money. So yeah, it happens all the time. Yeah.
Right. So there's a possibility to go even further with this money. Everybody loves that chic sheen.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
And who knows where you go from there? And I was thinking, I know we talked a little bit about the needs you have and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. So on the other side, we're going to take a break, and on the other side, we're going to come back and see what can we do to come down and do a taping. And we're going to call this part 2 of you, and do a taping. That way people can get an idea and see what it is. A lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. And some people are like, I want to do it.
Right.
That way they can really see how you operate and how things go, and a little bit about what's involved in it. And you may have some people like, yeah, I remember when I was young, I wanted to do this and do that. And then they just re-energize and like, yeah, I'm going to go down there, at least check it out. If nothing else, you can get more people who, when the show starts, they'll know where to come to watch the show.
I love that.
All right, so we're going to take our final break of the day and come back and close. All right, I'm your host, Cornelius, with my special guest, Bianca. We'll be back on the other side of this commercial.
KCAA Radio has openings for 1-hour talk shows. If you want to host a radio show, now is the time. Make KCAA your flagship station. Our rates are affordable and our services are second to none. We broadcast to a population of 5 million people. Plus, we stream and podcast on all major online audio and video systems. If you've been thinking about broadcasting a weekly radio program on Real Radio plus the internet, contact our CEO at 281-599-9800. 281-599-9800. You can Skype your show from your home to our Redlands, California studio, where our live producers and engineers are ready to work with you personally. A radio program on KCAA is the perfect work from home avocation in these stressful times. Just type kcaaradio.com into your browser to learn more about hosting a show on the best station in the nation, or call our CEO for details, 281-599-9800.
And now, the voices of KCAA with an exciting announcement.
Want to hear NBC News or KCAA anywhere you go? Well, now there's an app for that.
KCAA is celebrating 25 years and our silver anniversary with a brand new app.
The new KCAA app is now available on your smart device, cell phone, in your car, or any place.
Just search KCAA on Google Play or in the Apple Store.
One touch and you can listen on your car radio, Bluetooth device, Android Auto, or Apple CarPlay.
Catch the KCAA buzz in your earbuds or on the streets, celebrating 25 years of talk, news, and excellence with our new KCAA app.
Just do it and download it.
KCAA, celebrating 25 years.
All right. We're back. And while we're closing, I was talking to Bianca about the way you do it and all that stuff. So we're going to give some insights on how the show is made and who does what. So we're going to come next week and we're going to record and check everybody out doing what they do. And then that way you can explain how this person does this. Like, you know, when you're watching a movie or something, at the end of it, you have the people's accolades, the grips, the this, the that.
Right.
And then you have this person, then it'd be like, okay, like you said, the one person only want to come back and help direct or help with the props and all that stuff. So I think that'll be interesting for people to see that. And not only that, it'll expose them to what you're doing. And they may say, oh, yeah, man, I will come check that out. Because me personally, I've never heard of the group or the play or anything like that. And just to get out and be, okay, let's just check it out.
Yeah, I would love that. Yeah, I mean, right now they're learning music, right? So we usually, right now, the way that we're doing it is Wednesday is the day where they learn their choreography and their dance steps. And then Thursdays is all music.
Wow.
So we sit in the room and kind of surround the piano, and they learn all their musical parts, and they make their recordings, and they practice. And then on Wednesdays, whatever the music that they've learned the previous week, they come and they learn the choreography for that song. And that's how we kind of work through it. And once we've worked through everything at least once, then we put it all together and start doing run-throughs. And then that's how you go. And then you just polish it up until opening day.
So who's the choreographer? Do you do the choreography too?
No, actually, my choreographer, her name is Jolinda Freeman, and she is an amazing choreographer and an amazing colleague. She is the chair of the dance department for the entire district, Mount San Jacinto Community College, and she is a phenomenal dancer, a phenomenal choreographer. She's just got this thing about her. And I've worked with her for the past few years and just so blessed to be able to work with her. And then my music director, her name is Julie Edwards Matenga, and she is another Julie, and she is also amazing. She actually lives in San Bernardino. She lives local. And she is an amazing piano player and an amazing vocal teacher, and she just knows how to pull stuff out of people. Even people that never thought they would ever sing, she has them up there doing solos. So I have an amazing team. And then I have two guys that I work with, Jeff George, who is my tech director, and then Jeremy Mateo, who is basically assists the technical director, and they both do construction and set construction and design, lighting, sound. I couldn't do anything that I do without those guys, because they have the vision of the set, and then all I have to do is, yeah, that's cool. And then if I want something, I'm like, can we do this? And he's like, yeah, I can do it. And they do it. So that's what I'm saying. Okay. I have an amazing team. We also have an assistant choreographer this time. Her name is Sam Heap. She's a former MSJC student. She also has her own dance burlesque troupe that she performs, I think, a couple of times a year. So we have just an amazing team, and I can't do it all by myself. I can't even take credit for it, because I've just been given such a great team. But yeah, it's going to be a wonderful production, and it's going to be the quality that you would expect in Los Angeles.
Okay.
So it's a lot cheaper.
So you won't be disappointed.
No, you won't be disappointed. It's a lot cheaper, and you save gas. So you can spend all your money on dinner afterwards instead of all your money on tickets. So I hope y'all will come and check us out.
Yeah. So it sounds like to me that Wednesday's a more action day. That's when you're doing all the
dancing,
and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if you could look at it like that, sure.
Yeah. See, because
Yeah.
when you're singing and rehearsing, you're sitting down more or less.
Right. No, that's true.
But when you're doing the coordination
The
and all that
choreography,
it's like, when you're watching Dancing with the Stars.
Right.
Or one of those shows and they go in the background and you see them trying to train the people to dance and they're flopping all over like a fish all over the place and all that stuff. And then when you see the actual performance on the day of competition, it goes, wow, it looks like you can see the progress they've made.
Right.
So I think that's what we're going to be more interested in, just seeing the choreography and what goes on.
Awesome.
Then that way, the day of the show, when everybody comes by, they goes, oh, I remember they were rehearsing that. It looks so much better with the clothes and all the stuff that gets together. Like with clothing, your wardrobe. You have a wardrobe person?
Oh, I sure do. His name is Chris Orth, and he's
Okay.
he's gonna design our costumes for us, and with the help of his student costume class. And I have a great team. He actually did our wig and makeup design for Hairspray, and those wigs were stars in themselves. They were the most beautiful wigs I've ever seen. So I asked him if he would costume the show, and he's excited about that. So that's another amazing addition to my team, and we're just really excited. We're really excited about this show because it's so different than anything I think we've ever done in the district. Because it's the type of music and everything, and I think it's going to attract a new theater goer than we've had in the past, and that excites me.
Right.
So,
Okay.
So yeah, we'll see.
All right. Well, we're going to wind down, but before we leave, I want you to give all that information again because we're going to be there on Wednesday, and we're going to record it. I tell you, we're going to record it live, and we're going to play it for the show next week.
Awesome.
All right. So go ahead and give everybody the contact information one more time before we sign off.
Okay. Again, my name is Bianca Swan Finch. You can find me at the MSJC website, Mount San Jacinto Community College website. You can just put that in Google and you'll find the website. It'll pop right up. You can go to the Performing Arts page to get information about me and about American Idiot, the show. You can also email me at bswanfinch@msjc.edu. And I'd love to hear from you if you're interested in auditioning. I would need to hear from you as soon as possible. So if you're interested in auditioning, make sure you email me right away and we can get you auditioned and hopefully add you to our ensemble. So thank you so much, and I hope to see you at American Idiot.
All right. Thank you very much, Bianca.
Thank
All
you.
right. This is Cornelius and Bianca signing off at the E Factor Radio Show. We will see you next time.
Wishing for a little bit more information? You'll get it all here on KCAA Radio.
I was out working, a car out of the blue crossed the center line and crunched me. There was nothing I could do. Everybody thinks that they can do their own attorney, but you can't. There's too many legal hoops. There's too many options.
Insurance companies love taking advantage of people who try to handle their cases alone. Seriously injured? Call Konowski Bresney. We get your worth.
I'm very happy with the result. I don't think any other attorney could have done a better job.
Call Konowski Bresney at 888, the letter U, count and the number 2, or see me on the web at bresneylaw.com.
SoCal moves fast. Your business should too. If you're not on the first page of search results, you're losing customers. iLocal has helped businesses in SoCal